This episode is brought to you by Anchor FM. If you've ever thought about launching your own podcast or looking for a new host for your current podcast, there's no better way or time than now. Anchor FM is the best podcast host and is completely free. Not only does Anchor not cost you anything, but you can monetize your podcast from the very start with no minimum listener base. All you got to do is go to anchor.fm to get started or download their free app. You can also record straight from the app and post it. It's got tons of features and functionality in the app where you can add background music and you can add your art for your podcast and all kinds of cool stuff. I highly recommend Anchor FM, so get started today with anchor.fm. What's up, everybody? This is Darrell, and I wanted to drop a little line before the show gets started to let you know that there is a point early on into the show where my internet just went out at the house, and I am disconnected from the call. As far as editing goes, I'll clean it all up to make it sound like it was a smooth transition, but there's a point from where I am hosting and I am conversating, and then Kalai takes over because the internet died and then kicked me out of the call, and then I wasn't able to rejoin. So, with that being said, be patient, bear with us, and check out the Patreon because we'll be dropping some exclusive episodes, and they're freaking awesome.
I feel the minutes count down on the clock again. Feel like I'm playing in a game that I can never win. Time is running out, I know I gotta make a choice. So many whispers in my ear that I can't hear my voice. Tell me, will it end the situation that I'm in? Or am I bound to sit alone, drowning in my sin? Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loot Bros Podcast. I'm your host, Residentdarrell, and this week I got Johnson Jammin' Joe.
Yo!
No longer no-show Joe. He's back to jamming that Johnson.
Every other week.
It's like we got joint custody every other weekend for 2 hours. And then we got coming in clutch Kalai. What's up, Kalai?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. It was a long week, and I'm just happy to be here.
Sweet. Now, right before we get into all the good stuff on the show, you mentioned that you went out to eat, and I'm just curious as to know what you had.
I actually had a pear arugula salad with gorgonzola, and then I had them add steak to it, paired with a nice red wine.
That sounds delicious. Joe, what'd you do for dinner tonight?
I haven't eaten dinner yet, but I will be eating an Italian sub when I get off this.
There you go. I came in to the house. I had big plans. I hit the gym. I got my swole on. I was like, man, I am starving. I decided that today was the day I was going to rearrange my entire basement. I moved all the furniture around. I've been moving like my physical game collection into my basement. Hundreds and hundreds of games, and then I got it all down there. And I'm like, this looks like crap in here. So I moved the drum set and everything to the other side of the room, set all the musical instruments up on one side, got my little studio recording set up on the other, all my retro consoles. And it's like, I spent 2.5, almost 3 hours in there after I hit the gym, and then I was freaking starving. So I go into the kitchen to get food ready, and we're it's like Friday. We're missing one of everything: peanut butter, no jelly; ham, no burger. Like it's crazy. I'm out of ketchup. This freaking family lives on ketchup. I'm out of ketchup. The bad thing was I'm not joking either. Like, we're really missing the jelly, and we really have ham and no burgers. It's crazy. So,
that's not how hamburgers work.
Oh, really? I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
I actually have been rearranging my game room as well.
Oh, snap.
I put an extra shelf in my bedroom and put all my books in there. And then I opened up, I had 3 shelves in my game room. I took one down and opened it up so I could put my yoga bow so I could like lay down and play my video games when I want to.
So you would say that shelf in your room is a bookshelf?
In my bedroom, yeah. Opposed to what?
All right, let's get this show started. We are going to start off with a toast. So first off, we are toasting to our absolutely wonderful patrons, our Patreon producers. We have My Name is Effin' Mayo getting his shout out. We got MZ Nitro. MZ has now announced who his new victim is for the You Pick We Play Patreon tier. So I'll have to announce that a little later.
You can't announce it now?
No, it's a surprise. So
Damn.
Yep. And then we also have CJ, the greatest pony of them all. So yes, thank you so much for the Patreon producers keeping the lights on, making the show happen. Definitely want to put this out there to anyone who's listening. You can get in on the Patreon for as little as $1, and there is plenty of extra content on there ready to go. We got some new content coming up, and we've got something great planned, which I think is going to be great, planned for the Super
By the
Boot
way,
Bros.
I just want to say something about that content. Can I?
Sure.
So JT messaged me the other day, and he said, I'm going to wait to get the Steam Deck. And I said, oh, okay, really? He goes, yeah, I just don't want to I want to buy it all at once. He had this whole entire thing with me, and he's going back and forth. I was like, you do realize we did an entire episode on that, me and Darrell, and he said, is that on Patreon? I said, yeah, it absolutely is. He goes, I'm going to have to go listen to it. I said, yes, you are. The next thing you know, he pre-ordered his Steam Deck.
That's awesome. Good. Way to go, JT. Yeah, so Jared, friend of the show and also patron, he did the same thing. He was like, I was on the fence about the whole Steam Deck thing. I listened to the Patreon episode you guys did, and he goes, and then I went and reserved my right to pre-order. So, I was like, yes, very nice, very nice. So I'm excited for all of them. It's very good stuff. So, all right, here we go. Toast it up. Oh, one more thing we're going to toast to. We are going to toast to the 20th anniversary of Silent Hill 2. That's right, 20 years of Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is a freaking masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Also want to give a post-toast shout out to my boy Levi. We were chatting up a little bit this week. I triggered some fools in one of the Facebook social media groups. I didn't realize, I forget sometimes that here in the South, hunting is like, it's just not a big deal. Like, it's hunting season right now. Like, my mom sent me a picture of this buck she took down a few hours ago. At the same time, I sent that to my boss because he's a big hunter, and my boss sends me the picture of the buck he took down today. So there's gonna be some people eating good around here, and I forget that in all the various places of the world that this podcast touches, not everyone is as masculine as a good old Southern boy, and they don't always. They weren't raised hunting and fishing and doing, like outdoorsy things that we view as like just normal, commonplace for a dude in the South. And so somebody had made a comment the other day about Levi hunting, but also enjoying nature. And like, both things can exist at the same time. You can enjoy nature and kill and eat it. And oh man, that got people excited. So I just want to put that out there. It is the first full day of hunting season. Maybe the second day by the time you hear this, third day, I don't know. And man, I tell you what, my family's taking them down. So we are stacking some freezers full of deer meat. Shout out to Levi. He's going to be listening to podcasts, killing deer, and then going home and playing video games.
Isn't he behind on the podcast?
Oh, I think he's like months behind, actually.
No, I think he's like 2 or 3 back. The last time I checked.
Yeah, he told me for a while he was listening to like audiobooks, and
Freaking loser,
dude. I listen to
audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, it's totally a loser's game, but Speaking of, Kalai, you and I were talking a while back about the Audible audiobooks for that Sandman series. Did you ever listen to it?
Heck yeah, the second one just came out.
Oh my gosh, the first one was so good.
It really was good. I think I finished it in like 2 days.
Dude, James McAvoy was so freaking good in there. Like, I was blown away.
Wait, are you going to get an Audible account?
Maybe. I have one. I think I got like a free trial, and that's how I listened to it. But yeah, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. But speaking of James McAvoy, one more point of Patreon promotion is you and I and a couple other Loot nerds will be covering the Xbox Game Pass special, 12 minutes. And James McAvoy does the voice acting for one of the characters. Him and William Dafoe. And who was that chick? Was it the chick from Star Wars that's in it as well?
I don't know, but I didn't know where you were going with that until you said it.
Yeah. Yeah. All of this was planned. I'm just kidding, actually. I'm just talking. But yeah, so I was thinking about audiobooks, then I got to thinking about, oh man, that James McAvoy was great. And oh yeah, he's also the voice actor for the game that you and I will be talking about for the next Patreon deep dive.
Yes,
see how things come full circle?
But you do know that they just released the second book for the Sandman series.
I did not, but I will listen to it for sure.
It's so good. And can I recommend another book to you?
Absolutely.
I have been listening to, I'm actually re-listening to it because the 4th book just came out. A little series called Dungeon Crawling Carl. It's actually about a world where aliens kind of take over Earth and create a dungeon. And anybody who goes into the dungeon has to make it through all 18 floors, and they can rule Earth. Otherwise, Earth is mined for its minerals. And it's just the funniest thing ever, because this guy Carl was outside when the dungeon appeared. If you're outside, you were safe, because he was chasing his cat, who was in a tree. While he gets into the dungeon, the cat eats a pet biscuit and becomes sentient. So it's him and this Persian cat, who is actually a prize-winning cat. It goes to cat shows. So her name is Princess Donut and Chunk.
Oh, dear God.
It's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical.
Trophy!
A couple more pieces of housekeeping before we get into what we've been playing. We do have other podcasts. You two will be recording a very special Driftcast coming up this weekend.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
We got a lot of recording this weekend, guys. It's going to be some deep dives, some Super Loot Bros, the actual show, and the Driftcast. There's a lot of stuff coming your way. In October, I will be firing back up the Loot Bros Comic Cast. I'm going to have some 2236 specials coming out around Halloween for sure. And I was talking with Joe before the show, and I'm just slowly but surely formulating my plan. But starting the weekend of October 17th, I will be streaming on Sunday nights. I think I'm going to stream Saturday and Sundays, but I'm going to try to commit to at least one of those days. And so kind of see where it goes. I'm trying to find, I got a couple plans for various themes for the stream, and I'm also going to be partnering up with a couple different streamers to try to do some fun stuff. And Joe and I have been talking about maybe even tackling some of our bigger games in our backlog, and kind of seeing where that goes. So just kind of want to put that out there. So starting October, I'm going to get a little bit more involved with the community when it comes to actually playing games. So every now and again I dive in with a community member and we have a good time, but I'm going to try to do more of that, especially since with my wife going to nights, I got to find something to do with my time. So we'll see what happens. Kalai, why don't you start us off with what you've been playing?
I've been playing video games.
Sweet. All right, next.
No. So I actually was able to spend some more time playing Ratchet and Clank.
There you go.
I'm actually finding, like, I don't want to leave the world till I hit, like, every bullet.
Yep.
Nice. I think that's, like, the best way to play it.
So I actually did get to sit down a little bit last weekend and play. I haven't had much time because, again, I was so busy We actually had a little faux pas in our house last weekend, because on Sunday, Jim's. We were out at the Renaissance Fair on Saturday, so Sunday, Jim's like, I'll put the shelf together with my friend Carl, and then what we'll do is, my old bidet broke, so we got a new bidet. And he's like, I'll install the bidet. It won't take me that long. Famous last words. 2 hours later, we had to call a plumber to come in and actually put the bidet in. But we got it in. So I got a little bit of time to play some video games, so I did actually get to play that game. I've been also working on 12 minutes for our deep dive.
Awesome.
Because I know we want to do that. And the other game I've been playing is Zen Pinball.
That game's amazing. What boards do you have?
Super chill.
I have like 9 or 10 boards. I think I have 10 boards.
Jeez. Did you buy a bunch or?
No, my friend. They put them up on Apple Arcade.
Oh dang!
Oh dude, I bet that's like a great place to play that game.
I like playing it on the Switch, and I buy boards, so like when they go on like sale every once in a while, I just pick them all up.
Well, on the Switch, on the iPhone, they actually do a tournament, and right now it's the My Little Pony one. So I've been playing like every day. I've been playing the tournament, Joe.
Nice.
I am currently ranked in the top 7%.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you get if you win the tournament?
I think skins and stuff. I don't really know. I was just more excited to be in the top, like, 7%.
I love pinball, and I think Zen Pinball is the best pinball.
I didn't know that they had it on Switch. I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Yep. It's in the free-to-play section because it's technically a free-to-play game with microtransactions.
But that's pretty much
dope.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I'm going to try to get a lot more 12 minutes in this weekend, and between all the recording we're doing, I don't know how much I get to play this weekend.
Yeah, I feel you. That's going to be my whole weekend, is recording and then editing, because since our backup bailed on us this weekend, I've got 3 shows to edit.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be rough. Yeah, because I gotta edit our show. Plus, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Because my mother-in-law, in case anybody doesn't know, my father-in-law had an emergency, and that's why I wasn't on the show for a while. We got him all straightened out. Now my mother-in-law is having all kinds of problems, including heart failure, but she's finally back where she needs to be. So this weekend, we have to get them supplementary insurance. So I have to look over all of the Aetna plan, the ARP plans. It's like horrendous. I think I'd rather be editing.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Not.
Yeah, exactly. All
right,
who's
then.
next?
Joe, what you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of different things. I think what I've been playing the most is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I restarted Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild after watching a video of a YouTuber playing it, and just like really looking at how he like played the game and experienced it. So I kind of like shut the video off halfway through, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this like one last shot, and I'm gonna go in like completely blind and not watch anything while playing it. Just play the entire game without looking anything up, looking where anything is, how to do anything. And I'm just going to play the game the way it was meant to be played. And I feel like I'm having a blast doing that, discovering how like the physics mechanics work for everything, like the stasis, if when you hit things and it goes flying, like just like figuring out some of the shrines and how they work, and you know, the physics there. I think the game is very well put together. And I know people talk about it being barren, and there's like, but it has to be barren, because if it wasn't the way it was put together, you would die even more than you already die. Because like the inventory system in the beginning, when you first start out, you don't really have a lot of weapons, and like you can't really defend yourself really well. Plus you only have 3 hearts, and everything kills you in like 2 hits. So it's the game is just very well designed, and the fact that you have to figure out shrines to get either more heart containers or more stamina bars to do more exploring, to get even stronger and stronger and stronger. and I'm just having a blast playing it. I think I played it for like 10 or 15 hours this week, and I'm just loving it.
That's dope.
I know that you haven't played it.
I played a little bit of it, but like it didn't really click for me. It's not like my thing. I don't really enjoy it, so I bounced. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Sorry, I got an important email from work. Sorry, guys. Wow. Shouldn't answer those during work.
Wow.
Shouldn't answer those during the podcast.
Unprofessional.
I'm the most unprofessional podcaster in the world.
Trash.
So I have a really interesting story. So I bitched a while back about Madden 21 and the trophies like glitching out on me and not popping, and that's why I like wouldn't finish the game, because I was like, I want these franchise trophies for Face of the Franchise, and I just never got them. So I actually booted the game up the other night. I was like, you know what? Let me play the PS5 version. I was like, oh man, let me play the PS4 version, see if anything happens. I don't think it'll pop, but hey, let's just finish this Face of Franchise so I can get this off my console anyway, right? Like, I just want to get this off my console. It's like 80 something gigs or however, 60 something gigs. It's huge. Let's just get it off the console. So I play it. I finish a game, and a trophy pops, and then another trophy pops, and then another trophy pops. And then another trophy pops. And then I'm sitting there, and Corey's like, dude, is your system going crazy? Why are you having... is that like your text message, or are those trophies popping? I go, no, dude, those are all my glitched Madden trophies. And he's like, holy shit, dude, it finally popped for you? I'm like, yeah, after like 6 months, and like, I literally went down a rabbit hole where like, I went on like the computer and just like Googled like what happened with these trophies, and like for the life of me, this happened to a whole bunch of people. And I think when they finally did the PS5 version of the game, it finally fixed all the glitches in the PS4 version, and they all just started popping. And I was like, oh, this is friggin' amazing. So now, after finishing Face of the Franchise, I now sit at 80% of the trophies, or 86% of the trophies in Madden 21.
Are you going to go for the platinum?
I kind of want to, but what's left is kind of tedious, and I don't really want to do it. I mean, I can do it, I just don't want to.
That's the worst, when you get really close, but then you
but then you just don't want to do it. I also want to finish. I also finished Super Lucky's Tale. It's a pretty awesome little platformer that kind of like is like in the vein of like Bubsy, or I don't know why I said Bubsy, like Crash Bandicoot or like Banjo-Kazooie. It's pretty cool. Like, you collect these pages of this book, and then once you collect enough, you can go to like the next world. And it's a cute little platformer. It plays really well, and it's only like $20 if you guys can pick it up. It's physical, and it's on the PlayStation Store.
Now I saw that because that was like a Xbox exclusive for a little while.
Yeah, it was, and then it finally came over to the PlayStation.
So is that like on the level of like Astrobot? Because Astrobot was a really good platformer.
Yeah, I would say it's got different mechanics to it. Trophy! It's got different mechanics to it where like some levels it's just like an endless runner where you just run in a straight line, and you just have to have quick reflexes to pick up all the collectibles and all the money. So there's like 4 collectibles you can get in each level. There's one for getting 300 coins in a level, right? There's one for finding the hidden page in every level. There's one for collecting all the letters that spell lucky, and then there's just one for beating each level. And it's like Mario in the fact that, like, you know how like Super Mario where you had to collect a certain amount of stars to open the door to the boss?
Yeah.
Well, you have to collect a certain amount of pages in Super Lucky's Tale to get to each boss. And herein lies the rub of the game, though. The amount of pages you have to collect is ridiculously easy because this is a kid's game. Like, you have to collect like maybe 12 pages or maybe 8 pages each world, or 10, and you can get 4 maximum in each world. Plus, there's all these hidden pages, and the hidden pages is where the game gets really cool because it changes like the mechanics and how things work in the game. So there's one where like the hidden pages are a Marble Madness level. So like you have to move. It's like you have to move Lucky inside a ball, kind of like monkey ball style, from like one end to the other. Darrell, do you remember that old toy with the wooden ball? It was like, remember Resident Evil 8? How they had the ball?
Yep.
It's like those.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then there's another hidden one where it's like a chessboard, right? Or not a chessboard. Or it's like the puzzles in Resident Evil, or not Resident Evil, Hitman Go.
Yeah.
Or Lara Croft Go. It's like those.
That's pretty cool.
Where you have to like move a certain amount of chess pieces around, and you have to put them in certain spots. And when they lock into the certain spots, then you unlock the page at the end. So they're like puzzles.
Dude, I would have loved more games like that, like Hitman Go, Lara Croft Go, especially on the Vita.
I thought we would have got more, honestly. I thought there was going to be more Go games, but they didn't really sell the way they wanted them to. And they sold them for so cheap, so I don't understand why they didn't sell well.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really good time when it comes to trophy hunting, because the games that were coming out weren't so cheap and easy that it like made you feel like there's no point in doing it.
No, those were considered trophy trash in that age.
I know, isn't that crazy? And
that is crazy to think that back then that was trophy trash, and now like trophy trash is like you finish it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or it's a tricky make visual novel where you just hit the X button once and it speeds to the end of the game.
Yeah. So.
See, now even the visual novels are getting like really shitty, where it's like you just hit one button, it just speeds to the end, and you get all the trophies.
Yeah, I did one of those not too long ago, and I'm not gonna lie, it's like that.
What is the point?
Yeah, it was like, okay, I paid $1.50 and now I have a platinum. I just bought a platinum. That's basically all I did.
But that's a conversation for another time. And I would love to have like a deep dive, trophy achievement conversation. Probably have Levi on the show for that, because I think he'd be like the best to have on for that. But I think that's a topic best left for another time on the show. Because I just think it would be we could talk all night about trophies. Like, we all love trophies here. Well, except Kalai.
Okay.
We left Kalai alone about trophies and stuff for a while, but I think we could.
She's coming around now.
We could sway her.
Maybe if she had something to play on the PS4 that she cared about.
I mean, she's playing Ratchet. That's a good.
How are you liking the trophies in Ratchet?
Yeah, that's a good platinum.
It's a fun platinum.
Yep.
Except for the last trophy. The last trophy is balls.
So far they're fine. We'll see how I do. I can't guarantee I'm going to do good.
Well, if Tricky can do it, anyone can do it.
That's not true.
Tricky finally got that platinum. So, anything else, Joe?
No, that's really all I've been playing.
Sweet. That's still a good haul. That's a good bit. I guess I'll bring up the rear. I got the platinum in Hybraxia. I may or may not have mentioned that last week, but I'm definitely going to go and get the platinum for Hybraxia 2 this weekend. That is my goal.
What kind of game is Hybraxia?
It's like a space shooter. It's like it's a really good one. Like, Liliamo makes some really good games. Like Twin Breaker it's a brick breaker, but it's like you have levels where you control like left and right as far as your little paddles go. And then there's tons of cool power-ups and things like that. But then there's also levels where you have left, right, and your bottom left and right. You have 4 paddles to control. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, I highly recommend Hybraxia and Hybraxia 2 especially for like little space shooters. And they're only like, like 4 hours you can have the platinum. Like, it's not like a give me trophy list. But I mean, in 4 to 6 hours, you could be completely done with it, and it's fun. Like, and there's Vita versions and everything. So I'm gonna go for Hybraxia 2 this weekend. But I did Hybraxia 1, and then I've been playing Agents of Mayhem. That's kind of been my go-to this week. Like, every single night this week, I have gotten in the bed with my wife. We've talked, and kind of just we're finishing up our plan and everything for vacation next week. And like, we've just been kind of getting things in a row. How's work? Blah, blah, blah. And then while she's watching trashy television, I've been playing, just kind of chipping away 30 minutes to an hour a night at Agents of Mayhem. And I'm like 60% done with the game, and I'm really enjoying it. It's not a great game, but it's not trash. Like, it's not a terrible game. I think that the actual gameplay, the moment-to-moment gameplay, the loop is fun. The story's neither here nor there. I couldn't even tell you what's going on. It's been so, I don't want to say boring, but it's just like throwaway. Like it just doesn't really matter. Like, and I don't really care for most of the characters in the game, so I don't really like pay attention. And what it does do really cool, and I love this, is the cutscenes, instead of being like very, very graphically intensive and like fully like full CGI, they are like fully animated. And they're not very long, you know, the cutscenes, like especially when you like meet new characters or there's like a new story beat. But they look really good. Like it's a really cool animation style, and I like it. Like I like it a lot. But the driving in the game is amazing. The driving in Saints Row games is really good. Like in my opinion, Saints Row has always had better driving than, Grand Theft Auto games. And the driving in Saints Row is phenomenal. I didn't say Saints Row, Agents of Mayhem. So
I've never played it. Should I?
I think it's fun. I mean, like this is what I would recommend. If you're gonna hang out with Jim and watch TV, play Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah, I want to play that. I want to start it up.
Yeah, it doesn't like like I said, the story's not great. The characters they're various tropes, and like I said before, when I first started playing the game, like they push the tropes, and they're kind of annoying. Like I don't like the characters in the game. The dialogue sometimes is like really funny. Like I've had some like laugh out loud moments where like one of the characters I'm playing, his name's Hollywood, and he's like a movie actor that got into some trouble. So then, instead of going to prison, he got to join the agents, blah blah blah. And like there's this one scene where like a stalker is chasing him, and you have to do this dumb vehicle mission. But it was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. But like you have this like she's calling you and harassing you, and it is just the stuff that she says is obnoxious and hilarious. And then he makes like butthole and wiener jokes. Like I was going into this one place. He goes, "Oh, looks like I'm going in the back door," and it's just dumb little Loot Bros things that are childish and funny. Outside of that, like I will tell this one story. I might have said this last week. I don't remember because I've told the story to a few people like outside of the podcast. But there's one character. She's done up kind of like a Wonder Woman. She's very tall, very muscular. She carries a Jesse Ventura style minigun like in Predator. And like whenever you do your Mayhem, like your special move, they have like a taunt, and they usually say something, whatever, and then your special move kicks in. Well, hers is just basically infinite minigun for a small amount of time. And whenever you cue it up, she just starts dry humping her minigun. She's like, "Can you feel that? Can you feel that?" And it's just funny. Well, I was listening to a dubstep artist called Zomboy, and there's like this part where it's like a build up. It's like do. It's like do, and it's like move. This is Armageddon, and then the beat drops and then the bass kicks in. I might have said this on last week's show. If I did, sorry listeners. Because last week it was Tanner and CJ, and then this week I got you guys. So either way, and whenever the beat drops, I hit my Mayhem just kind of like, because that was when all the enemies came in. And it was so funny because as the beat's dropping and the dubstep's really hitting, she's like, "Can you feel that? Can you feel that?" And I was laughing because basically I turned all the in-game music off and I just had my Spotify going in the background. So it just worked out. It was like one of those weird like timing things that I couldn't have done on my own. And it was just like, oh man, this is really working for me. So
you know what it's from? It's from those anime titty games you're now playing.
I've been playing. I've been playing the church version where they're modest as hottest anime games.
Hottest is hottest. You got Mighty Toddies.
It's the Loot Bros podcast. We're going to talk about video games and mow your grass. Loot Bros podcast. We're going to talk about butts and slurp and penises. So stay tuned.
Alright, so while we wait for Darrell to do whatever Darrell's gonna do, his Walmart internet there.
That's why we record in the background.
Let's do the 2 trophies. I'm gonna pull them up.
True trophies, yeah.
Okay, so we have that one Seagal with 186.
Boo, fuck that guy.
Acpetatious Dunk at 87.
That's CJ.
Oh wait,
Boo.
Residentdarrell. Again, those anime titty games affecting him. He has a score of 69.
I wonder if he planned that and stopped, or if that's actually what he has.
Oh god. Let's see. MZ Nitro has 42. Joe, you have 30.
Yeah, it was a week, but not a good week.
How am I not on this list?
I don't know.
I've been popping trophy. Oh yes, I am. I have 4.
Yeah, Kalai with the 4 spot.
Okay.
Is that all on Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, yes, the only game I've played on my PS4.
Okay, so let's go over to the true achievements. We have Sony Pony to you at 11,995.
How does he still find games to play?
The Alpha Seagal at 6,055. I'm styling on ya, bro, at 3,065.
Now, is he really styling on me?
Yeah, he got the skateboard and skateboard.
Oh man, I want to play that.
Redbeard Rick with 1,485. GDI Master Race at 1,230. Residentdarrell with 30. Percival 2528 for 90. Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Scratching some Chivos.
Let's see. And of course, I have to run over to the backlog beatdown. Let me pull that up because again, not expecting that.
While Kalai beats her log down, just remember, you're listening to the Loot Bros podcast.
Okay.
You can check us out on Patreon. You can also check out the Loot Bros Driftcast, and then that other one that CJ does, that friggin' Xbox podcast. Was it Avocation of Climb, I think it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
See, he doesn't know our name to our show, but I know the name to his show. So.
All right. So we have Ponder Stevens with 48. He's about to hit 50. Tricky's at 34. He talked a lot of smack, but he hasn't been going anywhere.
I mean, that's a lot of saves coming for 34 points.
Joe, man, you're at 29.
It's going to stay at 29.
Gareth is at 27. Darrell and Jared are both at 24. Matthew's at 21. I'm at 11. CJ's at 8. Let's see. I know JT is at 7. I know he's gotten a few points in. So, this gives you a spot on some of our people that currently our backlog beatdown. Back over here. Okay, so are you ready for community questions?
Sure.
Actually, I think we got a message from Darrell. Let's see what's going on here real quick.
He said his internet went out in his house.
His internet and not in the house. He said something about it's alright, he'll just have to go play his beta and his anime titty games.
Because they're so plump.
Alright, I'm styling on your bro ass. Do you think Sony purposely made a unintuitive and ineffective UI so they could look like heroes when bringing much needed but still subpar updates to the PS5?
Well, you don't have a PS5, so I guess I'm really the only one that can answer this. I don't think it's unintuitive. I think people who bitch about UI are just bitching about. They're like me when I yell at clouds, like an old person yelling at clouds, like for just making a big deal out of nothing. Like, it's a UI. Get over it. Like, the Switch has no UI, and why does the Switch have no UI? Basically, because if it had UI, you couldn't run half the crap you were running on it without killing the battery in 4 seconds. I know, like, the PS5 doesn't have that issue, but I think the UI interface changes that they made in this last update helped a little bit. Is it a little lackluster? Yeah, but I don't really see them changing too much. I don't. and I've gotten accustomed to it. I know it's not the greatest UI. I know everybody doesn't like the bottom scrolling. When you touch the PlayStation button and it brings up your customizable HUD at the bottom. People don't like that the home menu and everything's all at the bottom. I just got used to it now. I don't like how you have to click like 17 times to join a voice chat. It's down to like 14 now with the new update, but I still think, and I'm exaggerating. I think it's down from like 4 to like 2 now. You have to press 2 things now. I think it's cool. I mean, I think it works. That's all I can really say, Kalai. I think it works. I don't think they need to fix something that's not broken. I think if anything, I want my folders back because I miss folders.
Okay. I unfortunately can't answer that question because I don't have a PS5.
You do not.
CJ asks, what do you really think about hardcore trophy achievement hunters?
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm a trophy hunter, but I'm not a hardcore. Like, I'm not looking to get every single trophy that I can get from every game. I'm just looking to have fun while I play games. I like unlocking trophies, but I just can't see myself sitting there for hours and hours and hours to unlock one trophy. That doesn't give me joy anymore. I used to try and do that, but now I just can't do it anymore. I got tired of, the mundaneness of it all. If that makes any sense to you, Kalai.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's why I don't really do a lot of trophies. I mean, you guys joked at the beginning of the show, oh, Kalai doesn't do trophies. Because I feel
you
like...
don't want to.
It's not even that I don't want to, it's that I have so many games I want to play that if I do trophies, then all I'm basically doing is I'm delaying my other games that I like so much.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you're a trophy hunter. You kind of start neglecting things in your backlog, and your backlog gets bigger and bigger because you're concentrating on all these trophies and not playing more games. So yeah, it really is an issue. It does create a problem where, you start neglecting your games because you want to inflate an artificial EP-ness, basically. So it's like, do I keep striving for, artificial perfection, Kalai, or do I just say fuck it and just play more games?
Exactly.
And that's kind of what it comes down to. Like, and I'm not bagging on people who collect who trophy hunt. And it's funny because like people like JT rag on me all the time. They're like, well, you're not a true trophy hunter because you don't 100% your games. I'm like, okay, I don't want to. If I wanted to, I would. I know that I'm not very, like, how do I put this? I'm not very good at video games as far as, like, playing them on harder difficulties. So that stuff it makes it harder for me to want to even platinum things. I don't like replaying games either. I just don't have the time for it, like you said. Like, I don't mind replaying something for a simple trophy, but to replay the entire game over again, I just don't find that fun. Like, and I know people are like, oh, but you can replay other games like Hyrule Warriors over and over again. I'm like, that's extremely different because the game is intended to be played over and over again. That's the type of game it is. Like Resident Evil 8, like, yeah, you can play it over and over again, and that's fun. There's some games that do work out that way, but there's other games that I think it's like mundane to just play them over and over again.
All right, the next question... I don't know if we should do the next question, so I'm gonna,
What is the next question?
The next question is about the Nintendo Direct.
We will answer that in the the Loot Bros Driftcast, so look out for that.
Yeah, because if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it over there. Says Jared, I'm sorry, we're gonna answer it there. But we will go to Matt G, who says, back in the days of Tony Hawk 2, they snuck Spider-Man into the game as a secret character. What superhero would you like to see in your favorite game as a playable secret character?
You go first.
Ooh, Superman.
Of course.
Sorry.
I mean, you like Superman. No, you like Superman. I can't bag on you for you like Superman. I mean, I like Spider-Man, so I'm gonna say Spider-Man, which is stupid because he's like, oh well, he's very superhero. I mean, if it doesn't have to be like superheroes in general, obviously I would just pick Ninja Turtles for everything.
Right.
Like, I like seeing the Ninja Turtles show up and things. I guess they are technically superheroes.
What about other things? So now that we got our favorite ones out. Let's go with some other ones. Let's see how obscure we can go. What about like Elastic Man?
Fine, let's bring back the Wonder Twins then. And the only thing they can turn into is a puddle of water. Or I can, it's because I'm playing Duke Nukem Forever. I like Wonder Twin rings activate, turn into a pile of shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. After Matt G, we get another. Jarrett asks us another question about the Nintendo Direct.
God damn, Jared. You'll have to wait, sir.
So we are now going to go to the week's official topic, which I guess is we'll have to do without.
That's all we have for questions?
Yeah, that's it. Because two of them we're saving.
Jeez.
All right.
I mean, if you want to answer them here, we can. We're just going to answer them again tomorrow, but...
We can answer them here. We can answer them here in case for anybody who doesn't want to actually listen to our Nintendo podcast. So let's go back.
Yeah, that's fine.
In the Nintendo Direct, they announced that they, just like they did with NES and SNES, they will have an N64 and Sega Genesis games on Nintendo Online. They also announced they will sell wireless versions of those game controllers. The thought of being able to play WCW versus NWO World Tour, WCW NWO Revenge, WWF WrestleMania 2000. Wait, the World Wildlife Foundation? And
Apparently.
WWE No Mercy on the wireless N64 has me excited. What do you think the chances of these games will actually come to Nintendo Online?
Zero. It's because all the licensing issues with all the wrestlers in the game, and there's no way they can get them back in the game. It's just never gonna happen. No. Nope. It can't happen. Sadly. I would love it to happen, but they can't, because video games like to do this thing called licensing and making money off of that, and then other people have to make money. If games didn't care and they just ported stuff over and just gave the developer, hey, like, can we give you X amount of money just to do this? Then yeah, but that never happens anymore. You can't do that. Like, WWE's not going to be like, oh yeah. Plus they can't, because they have all these guys that they have to have contracted to have contracts to be in games. So since they don't have that, and half the guys are dead in half the games now, half of those games, there's a lot of dead people. So it'd be really hard to put those on. Would I love to see them? Yes. Yes, I would. I would love to play those games on the Switch. I would check out Wrestling Empire. If you haven't checked out Wrestling Empire, it plays similar to like WWF Attitude. I know that's not the greatest wrestling game, but it plays pretty well on the Switch, and it's fun. But you're not going to see that stuff on the Switch. I'm sorry. But if you want to talk quickly about those controllers, Kalai, did you know that they're selling the 6-button Sega controller in Japan only?
What, really?
Yes. I was so pissed off. And I found that out today. Yep. So the Nintendo announced today in Japan that the 6-button controller will only be available in Japan. It will not be coming to the US. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar of why you need a 6-button controller, I don't think you'll really need it for much that's coming there, unless they put like Street Fighter and some fighting games on there. But it really made it so you had access to more than 3 buttons for games that needed more than 3 buttons. So like Street Fighter. So if you played Street Fighter on Genesis, you had to hit the start button or the select button. It was either start or select. It was select. You had to hit the select button to change the different button combinations you could do. So it was a pain in the ass to play Street Fighter on the Sega Genesis. It played really well, but it was a pain in the ass. As far as the other 2 controllers go, I think it's great that they're offering them. I think $50 is a high price point. What do you think, Kalai?
I mean,
I know they're wireless, and I know the technology that goes into them, but it's like buying 2 more Pro controllers that only play those games.
I know. I kind of want them. I've been really, really good that of not buying any of the controllers, but it's starting to I'm starting to be like, oh, I want it.
If any of them, I want the Super Nintendo ones.
Mm.
And I know we have people that I believe 2 of our listeners have bought those controllers and can attest to the greatness of them. But I for one want one of those SNES controllers. Those look dope. And they're wireless SNES controllers that work on Switch Online.
The next question is, at the Nintendo Direct yesterday, they announced the animated Mario movie. I thought the internet made it up before they actually watched the Direct. What do you think about the choices they made to the voice of all the characters?
You want to go first?
Let's see. First of all, I happen to be researching it this week for the podcast tomorrow. So I actually have. Should I run down the people?
Yeah, go ahead. Run down the cast for people who don't know.
Chris Pratt is playing Mario. Ann Taylor-Joy is playing Peach. Charlie Day is playing Luigi. Jack Black is Bowser. Keegan-Michael Kay is Toad. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. Kevin Michael Richards as Kamek. Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. Surprise cameos from Charles Martinet. So I mean it's fine to me. There's no like difference. There's like no difference or anything to me.
I mean, I'm sorry. I think you're gonna see like a big there's been a lot of hubbub about, Pratt playing Mario because he's not Italian and he's not this and that and the other. I mean, I was more upset that Charles Martinet is not playing Mario. I mean, he's the voice of Mario. He's probably the most well-known voice of Mario ever, besides Captain Lou Albano. But rest in peace. But I mean, I put out a post about this saying like it was kind of, do people think it's disrespectful? Most people said no, it's not disrespectful to have, someone else voice Mario. My thing, Kalai, do you think they're going to change Mario?
No.
No, like, are they not going to make him Italian? Or are they just going to let Chris Pratt play Mario the way he wants to play Mario? Are we going to get away from him being Italian?
No, I don't think so. I can't see that happening. No
I mean,
way.
I know he did release a statement on Twitter where he said, like, guys, I've been working on my Mario voice, and I'm not ready to reveal it yet, but you guys will be surprised. So I think that makes me hopeful, because I know Chris Pratt's amazing in everything he's in. Like, if you guys haven't seen him on Parks and Rec, if you guys haven't seen him in Jurassic World, like, the dude's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing as Star-Lord. He's probably my favorite superhero character in a film. Even more than Spider-Man. I love Star-Lord. Star-Lord's just so well played. Well casted.
I loved him as Star-Lord. I don't see. I didn't. That's like not the thing I thought of. I didn't think of. Oh my god, he's not going to be Italian. Like, people who complain about that never really saw the original 1980s Mario, where Mario was Italian, but he was from Brooklyn and had a Brooklyn accent.
I mean, technically, I think he is from Brooklyn and has a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, so like
in most of the because that was Captain Lou Albano who played him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so like why all of a sudden
he's a paisano.
Yeah, like why all of a sudden now are they complaining that he's not Italian and that he won't be Italian?
I don't know. I think I think the funniest thing of all this is, Kalai.
What's that?
I think it's funny that Mario, an Italian plumber, is the cultural icon of Japan.
Right?
He's an Italian plumber, and they never changed him to be Japanese. Never. Like, he's always been an Italian plumber. I find that to be the most interesting thing about Mario's history, is that they never changed who Mario was this whole time. And I think that's what's amazing about Japanese culture. Like, people talk about, like, whitewashing this, or, like, changing the ethnicity of that, or, hey, they can make it whatever they want to make it, it's their thing. But Nintendo has always stood by, Mario is a Caucasian Italian plumber. Like, that's who he is. He's not an Asian Italian plumber, just because he's from Japan. And I think that's one of the most amazing character traits that Mario possesses, that he's gone through all these iterations, yet he's always stayed the same character. I think that's something to something to marvel at. I know it's the stupidest little thing, Kalai, but I just think it's so cool. You see how rattled we are right now? Because this is not our normal routine, so like we're all like,
We're not that rattled. I would be fine if he wasn't messaging me while I was trying to put on a show here.
Come on, Darrell. do you think this is? This ain't Romper Room. This is Loot Bros.
This is not Trophy Horse.
This ain't no flop house like Trophy Horse.
Alright, so this week's official topic, make a case for a bad game. Pick a game Pick a game that isn't renowned as being great and sell us on it. Don't have to be bad, but maybe less than an 8 on Metacritic. So,
oh man,
what'd you go with?
I went with the current game I'm playing right now as hosting, as podcasting with you, and that's Duke Nukem Forever. I think the game is hilarious. I think it encapsulates everything that Duke Nukem is, and I think people should have gave it more of a shot. I think people were pissed because it was buggy and glitchy when it came out, and it was kind of not the prettiest game for the 360 and the PS3, but I think it's a blast to play. And I think like gameplay, like I'm a Nintendo gamer through and through, so I think gameplay outweighs graphics. And like we both of us grew up on Nintendo and Sega and Super Nintendo, Kalai, so like we understand like a broken game was always broken. You couldn't patch in and fix things. So like I appreciate when games are good on their own merit, and I accept all the flaws and all the things that you can manipulate with those flaws. And I think it really makes like a game like Duke Nukem kind of special. Like, yeah, it was supposed to come out for 10 years and it was like in development hell, and then it finally came out and it wasn't what everybody wanted, but I felt like it did what it needed to do, and it was just as vulgar and just as awesome as any other Duke Nukem game. And I would give it, I think Metacritic scores are like a 45 for it. Like, it's bad. I would give it somewhere between like a 6 and a 7. It's not as bad as people say it is. So it's a decent first-person shooter.
Let me ask you this then:
I bought it day one, and I paid $60 for it.
Has it improved?
Like playing it now versus playing it on the 360. They fixed a few things, I think, but I also think I'm playing it on a PS3 now versus playing it on 360, so I'm getting trophies right now, so that's helping me want to play it more than I did back then.
Okay. So definitely, you said it has great dialogue. Is the story interesting, at least?
I mean, it's Duke Nukem. You're not really there for the story.
Well, that's true.
You're there for murdering shit.
That is true. Alright, do you want to know my choice?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fallout 76.
You know what? I own it and have never played it. I own it, but I've never started it. And I heard it's a really good Fallout game if you get past the fact that it's not what everybody wanted. Again. And I feel like there's a theme with all these poorly rated games. It's mostly not what people wanted.
Well, the reason why it was poorly rated is that there was no real quest.
But I thought that there was.
There is a quest system, but the whole point is that this is one of the first, this is the first time the bomb fell. So there was no established areas, and when people play Fallout, they're used to established characters. That's not the way this one played. These were everybody just released from the vault. There's nothing there. You have to set up your settlements. You have to set up your town. You have to work together.
So I feel like it's a different game playing it now, right?
I haven't played it since day one. I have to go back. I was playing with friends. I was playing with Matt, and then Matt was like, "This sucks," and I'm not going to play this anymore.
I would assume it's a completely different game at this point then. If you're saying the bombs dropped and the characters and all that, it's got to be a completely different game. Oh shit, I just glitched out like crazy. And my internet dropped crazy playing this on PlayStation Now. So to give you an update on playing Duke Nukem in 2021, yeah, internet had to do a big job with my frame rate dropping, almost killing myself. But yeah, I really want to play Fallout 76, and I heard it's mixed reviews, but I feel like they've been taking it in the ass for Fallout since they put out New Vegas, because everybody just wants another Fallout like that. Like, no one wants this world building shit. No one wants all this extra gimmicky garbage. They just want to play Fallout. Like, I just want Fallout 3 on the Switch. I don't know about you. Like, I would die to replay Fallout 3 on the Switch. Absolutely die.
No.
Like, it's one of my number one choices to go on the Switch. And I would even take a collection with New Vegas included.
I don't want to, like... No, I wouldn't want it on the Switch.
Why not?
Because...
I think it'll run just fine. You can run Skyrim on the Switch.
Well, yes, but...
And you can run Skyrim well on the Switch. Like, it plays very well.
True. But I guess because I just played on PC anyways. You know what I mean?
No, I know. You're a PC master race, you know? You can't turn back.
I know, I really can't. I mean, I'm playing PlayStation 4 right now.
So you're, like, lowering your standards is what you're saying. So you're lowering yourself to Darrell's level to play a PlayStation game.
It's true. But the reason why Fallout, I liked Fallout 76 so much, and I think you'll like it too, Joe, is that multiplayer. So if you play that game with Corey, I think you guys would have a blast playing it.
We talked about playing it a bunch of times, but, like, I guess, like, Brandon got so burned on that game, like, he never wants to play it again.
Okay.
So, and Corey and Brandon are, like, attached by the penis.
Really?
So,
that's new.
Apparently, that's how it works. I don't make the rules, Kalai.
Wait, but how? How? I thought you and him were attached by the penis.
No. No. But honestly, like, I feel like I would enjoy that game. I think I would, and I think I really do want to check it out. So it's on my short list of games. I really have to play Fallout 4 still. So once I play Fallout 4, maybe I'll play that. So maybe I'll never play it because I don't ever plan on playing Fallout 4. And it's the second game I bought for my PS4, and I still haven't played it. Like 200 games later, I still haven't played Fallout 4.
Well, why don't you want to play Fallout 4?
I got so turned off when I watched people do, like, the world building mechanics on Fallout 4 that I never wanted to play it. Because I hate building camps and shit in games. I hate that stuff. I just have no patience for it. The only game I have patience for it is, like, Fire Emblem.
Wait, you do realize you don't have to build.
I thought you had to.
No, you do, like, a quest that, like, 10 minutes later, you make some kind of half-built thing, and then you never deal with it again. That's what I did.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, I liked it.
I played the first mission, and I was like, this is good. And then I was like, you know what? I need to come back to this when this is all I want to play. Because it's like one of those games where, like, you have to get sucked in and immerse yourself in the world if you're going to play it. You can't be like, well, I'm going to play a mission here, and then I'm going to stop playing it and come back, like, 6 years later. No, you need to play Fallout, like, through and through. Like, it's one of those games where you can't stop playing. It's kind of like what Darrell and I said we have to do with Red Dead. When we're playing Red Dead, we have to shut everything else out because we have to concentrate on the story and really let it sink in. And you can't do that if you're trying to play, like, 6 other things while you're playing it. So yeah. I think that it's one of those games where, like, I can't just jump around. Like, I gotta dedicate my time to it, and I feel like I'm not really willing to dedicate my time to something right now. Like, I'm just having fun messing around with a whole bunch of different stuff right now. And I feel like you kind of feel that way too when you have Game Pass. Like, I have PlayStation Now, and it just affords me the ability to just, like, randomly select a game to play at will and just be like, I want to play this. Oh, cool. I don't want to continue playing this. I'll play something else.
Exactly. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, no, but I had a lot of fun. I never beat Fallout 4, but I recommend it.
Do you feel like you want to go back and finish it though, or do you feel like there's not enough there to grab you to go back? Like, how's that? Like, what's your take there?
I feel like it's like Skyrim. That's why I like Bethesda games.
I like Skyrim, but I feel like I'll never finish Skyrim ever. Like, I've started Skyrim a million times. I think you have too, right?
Yeah.
And you've never finished it.
Yeah, and it's not because the story's long and complicated.
No, it's because I just like fucking around Skyrim. Exactly. It's kind of like when I played GTA 3. You just want to mess around in the world. You don't want to actually beat the game.
Right. So what had happened is I played Fallout 4 on my Xbox for the longest time. And then I got my PC, and I was like, well, now I really want to play the game on PC, so I started it on PC, and I just never finished it. I just need to go back to it. So.
Do you feel like you're ever going to go back, though? Or do you feel like that's one that's just lost in the shuffle now? It just doesn't seem like it's in the cards at this point.
I think I'd go back to it. Like, I just would have to be in the mood. And right now, with everything going on, I'm, like, lucky. I'm playing, like, mostly Switch.
Well, you've been playing Moonlighter, right?
Yeah, I've been playing Moonlighter. We'll talk about it on our other show.
Yeah, we can talk about that tomorrow, because I'll definitely talk about more of the Switch stuff I've been playing, too, tomorrow.
And I'm about to rebuy Hades on Switch.
Yeah, I would. It's amazing on the Switch. It plays really, really well. Like, I love it on the Switch, so...
Well, you know what? The best part about the Switch is? And you know...
It's portable?
And you know what the best part about the PC is? They're cross-save.
That's pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, so I'll be able to take my save file from my PC right to my Switch.
You know what we should do this weekend? Like, honestly, we should play Marvel together. Because we've been saying we're going to do it. We should just do it.
Maybe.
We should start playing... What happened?
Maybe. I have to get through 12 minutes because I have to do... I'm doing the spoiler cast.
Well, I think soon we should start playing Marvel and start doing, like, a world a week. And just start trying to get through it.
That's the possibility, yes. Yes, we should do that.
Because I want to scratch it off my list. Because, one, it's taken up... Well, I feel like that's not a game I'm going to erase from my Switch ever. Because there's just so much, like, end game content to that. And, like, there's DLC. But I don't want to buy any of the DLC until I beat the game. So...
Alright.
But I do want all those DLC characters. It's pretty dope.
Alright, should we land this plane?
Do you have any other games that you would pick?
No, not really.
I mean, I would pick, like... Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the remake of the Super Nintendo Turtles in Time game that they did for 360. It got really bad scores, and it was really, really bad, but I liked it because it was a Turtles game, and I tried to play it as much as I could. And then, I believe Rocksteady did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and that was on Xbox 360 as well. And that was a pretty poorly received... Oh, you know what? You know what I'll talk about? I'll do one more. Everybody knows that I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan, I think it's called. The one for PS4. The one that everybody hates. And it was made by Platinum Games. It's one of their lowest rated games they've ever made. Like, it bombed. It commercially bombed. Like, it didn't sell well at all. But I loved it. And I think it's a great game. I think if you like Ninja Turtles and you like Bayonetta or like Devil May Cry, it kind of plays like that. It plays very, very well. The controls are very tight. I feel like if you play it on harder difficulties, you get a real challenge. If you play with friends, it's an absolute blast. And the trophy list is absolutely chock full of replayability. The game's kind of hard to get now, though, unfortunately, because it's discontinued on most on everything. So you can't just buy it anymore. You have to go in a store, and it fetches a pretty good penny at this point. And I could do one more actually, and it's another game similar to Ninja Turtles, DMC, Devil May Cry. So this is when they like emo-fied Dante, and they changed his look, and they kind of rebooted Devil May Cry. And I believe it was made by, was it Ninja Theory or Team Ninja that made it? It was one of the two companies. I can't remember exactly. So someone will correct me. JT will probably correct me and get angry with me. But basically, they kind of redid Devil May Cry. I believe it was Ninja Theory that did it. Or it could have been Team Ninja. I can't remember. I have the box sitting over there. I could go pick it up now and look at it, but I'm not going to. For sake of brevity on this topic, that game's amazing. If you like Devil May Cry, it's probably one of the tightest controlled Devil May Cry games ever made. And one of the most action-packed video games I've ever played in my life. The story was actually decent. I liked it. I think the story was... I don't think it was better than Devil May Cry 5, but it was probably equivalent to Devil May Cry 5. I didn't really like the story in Devil May Cry 5. I thought it was pretty weak sauce compared to most of the other Devil May Cry games. But I think that the mechanics and the fighting style was not done better in any Devil May Cry game since Devil May Cry 3, since DMC. DMC just blew the game. It blew me away with how crisp the combat was, how cool the interactive deaths were. Like, you could like Like the first level, you start in a carnival, and you could like throw all the enemies into like the carousels and like those like super swings that they have, where like you sit on the swing and you swing like really fast.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's like that. So it's very interesting and very, very well put together game. And I think like it got really bad reviews. It sold decently, but it got bad reviews. And mostly people were complaining that they changed Dante to an emo guy. He wasn't like rugged, like ass kicker Dante. He was like this emo kid. And I felt like people just lost sight of what was most important about Devil May Cry, and that was the gameplay. And the gameplay was super top notch. Like super top notch. Very well put together game. Trying to think if I could think of any more on the like particularly on the Switch. I'm trying to think if there's any that I would recommend that didn't review very well. I mean, you could talk about Star Fox Zero real quick. Did you play Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, Kalai?
I have it.
Did you play it?
I have
Did you play? Okay, so I played Star Fox Zero, and as much as I fucking hate gyro controls, I fucking hate them. I hate the Wii U gimmick controls so bad. It's why I don't like playing Splatoon. I think Splatoon is a fantastic game and one of the best shooters ever made. And I'm going to say that on record. Splatoon's amazing. Well put together game. It plays well. The competitiveness is there, but it's also casual enough to get casuals to play competitively and want to stay. And I thought Splatoon was a great idea. What I hated and what drove me away from Splatoon was gyro controls. And they kind of fixed that with Splatoon 2 a little bit, where you didn't have to use them because you didn't have to use a peripheral to aim at a TV to shoot like the Wii U. So they kind of fixed it with the Switch. I never actually bought Splatoon 2. I think I got my Switch. I thought, I guess it wasn't really true. I thought I bought my Switch too late into the cycle, to where like Splatoon 2 would be dead and they'd be on 3 by now, but apparently that's not the case. 3's not coming for a while still. But I think, yeah, to get back on track, Star Fox Zero was a very good game. It just had too many gimmicks thrown into it. It was too Nintendo-fied, if you know what I mean, Kalai.
Oh, wow. Really?
Like yeah, because, okay, so like you had to use all these different like motion and gyro controls to control different aspects of the ship, and so you fly your ship like you would fly the ship, right, with the controls, but to aim the ship you had to like use the camera on the gamepad. It was so fucking annoying. Like the controls were just so fucking bad, like it makes me angry just talking about it, because I love Star Fox, but I feel like Nintendo's never going to give us a real Star Fox game again. It's always going to have some shoehorn gimmick where it's not just, or it's just going to be another remake of Star Fox 64. Like, I don't want that. I want another Star Fox after Star Fox 64 that plays just like Star Fox 64. I don't want any gimmicks. I don't want any control changes. I just want a new Star Fox game. Just like I just want a new F-Zero game that just plays like F-Zero. And I don't want any gimmicks. I think it's interesting. And we'll talk about it more with the Direct, but... And I'll just say this right now. I think the coolest thing that we saw at the Direct yesterday was the open world Kirby game. It blew me away with how different it was.
You'll
and how
save
Nintendo
save it for our other podcast.
Okay, I will. But yeah, if I wanted to talk about games that were underrated, that's just a few to hit the iceberg. I mean, we could go on and on all night about this topic because I think it's a very interesting topic, but without Darrell and without, other people to kind of, go off of, and I don't think Kalai has another one.
No, I'm really bad at bad games. So sorry.
I mean, if you want to talk about one more that was mediocre review too, Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 got panned when it came out because there was no modes. It didn't have a large fighting roster, and now it has like 1 million characters and 1 million things to do, and it's a very robust game.
Oh, I can name one on the Switch.
Sure, go for it.
Mario Party.
Fuck that game.
I liked it. I got to play with my friends.
It's like, show me where Mario Party hurt me. It's like here, and here. So talk about it a little bit. Talk about why you think that it was a great game, but it got reviewed poorly. I know why it got reviewed poorly, but I want you to explain that. I talked enough.
I just like the fact that I could sit down with friends and play a Mario Party game. I liked it. it was simple. It was there. I don't expect a lot. I know people don't like the cart thing. It didn't bother me.
I fucking hate it.
It didn't bother me. It was.
I cannot wait for the new Mario Party game. Cannot wait, Kalai. Are you getting it? Are we playing a Mario Party together? Because we're playing Mario Party together.
Again, we're going to talk about that on our other podcast.
But okay, fine. I just you can't talk about how shitty this Mario Party is without talking about how good the new one looks.
We'll see about that.
I mean, I'm pissed about the way they handled this Mario Party, because they had such potential, right? We have the ability to add content now in games, right?
Yeah.
Where was all the love for Mario Party? Where was the extra boards? Where was the extra modes? Where was getting rid of the cart and just letting you play the fucking board game? Which is the reason why people play Mario Party in the first place. Like, it's again Nintendoizing things too much to where they have to add all these quirks and gimmicks, and they get away from the true concept of why we loved the thing we loved in the first place. It just angers me when they do this. Like, it's like they purposely do it over and over again. They're like, oh, you like Mario? Well, we're going to change it just enough that you'll still play it, and you'll be pissed off a tad bit each time you do it.
Alright, let's land this plane, because not everybody wants to hear us talk about Nintendo, and we're about to talk about Nintendo.
Yeah, true.
So, thank you for listening, guys. Do check us out. Do check us out on the socials. Also, I'm supposed to plug Ninjaloot, so Ninjaloot. Alright, I plugged
who got question of the week?
We haven't really been doing question of the week, for what I could tell.
No, we've been doing it every week.
Okay, so who do you want to... I'd say Jared, because he asked Nintendo questions.
Well, I mean, Jared asked a wrestling question, so he wins by default.
Okay, so it's Jared.
Congratulations, Jared. You win absolutely nothing. Thank you for playing.
Thank you for dealing with Darrell's internet issues and listening to us. So, thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Loot Bros.
Check you guys later.